Sit back, we're going to make this beautiful cherry charm. I'm using 5mm crystal beads, red and green. And here's the pendant. Okay, let's get started. I used 4mm fishing line. Thread 5 beads on and cross the opposite end of the last bead through it and secure it into a ring. It's best to cross the first berry here so that the fishing line can pass through it a second time later. We'll make a ring like this. In the second row, since there's already one bead on the fishing line, thread 4 more onto the right fishing line. We should have a total of 5 rings made from 5 beads. We also cross the end and connect the first ring. As a reminder, there should be 5 rings in this row. Now we pass the bottom fishing line through the bottom bead. Since there are already 2 beads on the fishing line, we put 3 more on the right one and on the top one. And we do this until the end. At the end, I'll show you how to make the last ring. This is our second ring. We repeat everything the same way. We pass the bottom fishing line through the bottom bead, and we put 3 more beads on the top one. We connect our ring. Don't forget to count our rings as we go, because it can get a little confusing at the end. So, we've made the third ring, the fourth and fifth remain. We also make the fourth ring using the same method. We add the missing beads. And the last thing. We pass the bottom fishing line through 2 beads. Like this, to the left and up. We have 3 beads on the fishing line, so we put on the last 2 missing beads and complete this row. The next row will also consist of rings of 5 beads. Only now we will pass through 2 beads each time. Now we're making the first ring on the left, passing it through the bottom bead on the bottom fishing line. We have 2 beads on the fishing line, so we add the 3 missing beads to the top right one. I've already made a loop here, but that's not really necessary. You can also crisscross the weave. This will make it even easier for you to pass the fishing line there in the future. Again, pass the bottom fishing line through the bottom bead. Then through the 2 bottom beads. We have 3 beads on the fishing line. We add the remaining 2. This is our second ring. And again, pass the bottom fishing line through 2 beads. And add the remaining 2 beads to the top one. This is the third ring. It's especially important to read here, because it will be confusing at the end. We've made the third, the fourth. We also pass the bottom fishing line through the 2 bottom beads. And put the 2 missing beads on the top one. This is our fourth ring. And now we pass the last, 5th bead through the 3 beads below, which are the ones that remain. Like this to the left. And like this, up through 2 more beads. And we only have to add 1 bead, since there are already 4 beads on the fishing line. Now we add the last bead, and it will connect our last 2 rings. And that's it, our berry is ready. Now it will stand in the center. In principle, our berry is ready. The fishing line can be hidden under the beads, or secured somewhere else. Now, what do? We pass the ends of our fishing line through the entire berry, like this in the other direction. One in the other end. We pull our fishing line so that it is not visible, and now, you see, it comes out right from the center. We do the same for the first and second berries. Now we will make the branches. I put 10 green beads on 2 fishing lines. I thought this length was more practical, a good length for a keychain, not too long, not too short. You can make one branch longer, the other branch shorter, whatever you like. So, I made 10 beads on one branch. See how neatly it comes out of the berry. And, accordingly, we will now string 10 green beads on the second branch. Everything is the same. I already have a master class on making a keychain like this, but it is a little different from this one, so I decided to explain and show you how it is made from crystal beads. There I did it on one fishing line, and here, like this, there are 2 separate parts. So, we have also made the second branch. Let's double check. Now our 2 cherries are already looking beautiful. Now we need to connect them somehow. I took 1 bead and straight 2 fishing lines on one side and 2 fishing lines on the other side, passed through like this cross, and connected our branches in this bead. Next, we have 2 fishing lines on the right, the same as on the left. First, I string 5 beads. 5 beads on the bottom line. On the right side and 5 beads on the top line. And this is how we form our leaf. Then I double-checked and looked. It seemed a bit small. So I added 2 more beads. 2 beads on the bottom and 2 beads on the top. In total, we got 7 beads each. Well, in the 8th bead, we connect our leaf. I did this with a loop. The last bead. Here, I put on a bead, made a loop and connected. So, we have made the first leaf. We don't cut the line yet. We'll do the same now on the other side. We also have 2 lines coming out on this side. We'll also put 7 green beads on the bottom one and also put 7 green beads on the top one, and in the 8th one we'll connect in a loop. Everything is the same. Here in the process, you can put on a pendant, don't forget about that too. I put it on first, and then started adding the beads. In principle, it can be attached not only in the middle, but somewhere on the side of the leaf. But I like it when the pendant is right in the middle. That's it, we've finished the second leaf too. We also connect it with the 8th bead in a loop. This is the kind of keychain we have so far. Now we need to hide the fishing line. We pass these remaining ends through the entire leaf and come out at the bottom. We move all the ends that we have like this and meet at the bottom. They should all be in the same place as the branches. Watch carefully, don't miss a single bead when you go through the fishing line like this. Each fishing line should hit each bead. We bring everything out here in the center. We do the same on the right side. We also pass the fishing line along the leaf. And bring it out in the center, at the very bottom. So, look, take some fishing line. I have 0.4 millimeters. It's pretty thin. And it can easily pass through the beads several times, so we don't have to worry about it later. Check this beforehand. So, we've brought our fishing line out here to the center. All 4 of them are right here below. Now we're going to pass them along our branches. 2 along one branch and 2 along the other branch. We're also not rushing this. We're making sure the fishing line passes through each bead. Let's remove everything that's in the way. We won't need these beads anymore. So, when we've passed through all the beads on the branch, we pass our fishing line through the other side like this. And we simply hide the ends of our fishing line through the beads like this. We pass the other end of the fishing line through the beads. Along our branch. Also, at the end, we pass right through our berry and tighten the fishing line. Now I've managed to pass straight through all the beads. And there we'll just connect our fishing lines like this, in the beads, if it allows. That's why I said it's better to do a cross stitch all over the whole berry. Now it's easier for us to go through. Here I made a loop, and also secured our bead and our fishing line in the loops. So, and I went over some more beads that allow me to go through, because I made some with a loop, and there it was impossible to go through them a second time. So where I made a cross stitch, I went through this fishing line again like this. In principle, it won't go anywhere. It's already secured there, it's all good. I went through one end, then the other end. Well, that's it. Basically, you can cut it off. And now we have such a beautiful cherry. Look how beautiful it is, and it shines even better in the sun, because these are crystal beads. It's not really heavy, but go for it, you can do it too.